Questioners are somebody who respond really well to inner expectations and do not respond well to outer expectations. Questioners are actually called questioners because they're known for the way that they are constantly questioning everything. And what you're doing, if you're a questioner, is asking questions until you fully understand what the expectation is so that you can either agree to it and make it an inner expectation or reject it because you don't think it makes sense. The example clip that I have coming up is from the television show The X-Files. Both characters in The X-Files are great examples of questioners. The premise of the TV show is that both characters are FBI agents who are investigating the paranormal things that happen in the world. In the next scene, you'll see an example of the ways that questioners question things even in their own minds.
That's what I've been trying to tell you. They're one and the same.
It's a monster, Scully, plain and simple. And not just your everyday run-of-the-mill monster, but we're talking transformation here. Man into monster and back again. To which I know you're going to say, but Mulder, that only happens in werewolf myths that were originally concocted to explain away the violent behavior of people who've been bitten by rabid animals before the medical discovery of rabies. But is it so outlandish to believe that some legends are based on actual occurrences and not just ignorance? To which I know what you're going to say, Scully. You're going to say, but Mulder, it defies every known law of science and nature. Exactly, Scully, every known law. What if this creature that we've stumbled upon is here to create a whole new paradigm for our understanding of life itself? Or maybe science was used to create this unnatural being. Maybe this is some GMO experiment run amok by some military agro big pharma corporation. Maybe this guy is its chief geneticist who recklessly experimented on himself and now transforms into a fiend who needs to feast on human flesh. To which I know you're going to say, but Mulder, that sounds like the paranoid ravings of some lunatic madman. I don't know what this thing is, Scully, and I don't know exactly how it came to be. All I'm saying is it's a monster.
So in that scene, Mulder and Scully were doing what they do best. They were questioning everything, which was the tagline of the X-Files TV show, and also, I think, basically every questioner. Questioners make every expectation an inner expectation, which can have a ton of benefit. It's so much easier to complete a assignment if you see what the value is. But it can also cause problems because sometimes you just have to do it anyway. If your boss asks you to complete a project and you don't think it's going to have any kind of impact on your workplace, you might be less likely to want to complete that project as a questioner. But your boss is probably going to be more likely to want to fire you if you just don't. Learning good communication skills and figuring out how to do things that are expected of you, even if you don't understand why and don't like it, is really important for a questioner. So as a questioner, you might question every expectation and only meet it if you think it's justified or if it's the right thing to do. But another thing that questions are known for is doing exhaustive research before deciding whether or not they want to follow the rules. It can be exhausting for people who are not questioners. There can sometimes be conflict because who they're asking questions of. If you ask 50 questions of your boss, they might think you are being disrespectful. In addition, questioners might have something called analysis paralysis. Questioners have a tendency to research a topic, trying to get the right answer when really there's just more information out there in the world than is possible to take in. And often there isn't a right answer. When a questioner feels that way or feels like they're not ready to make a decision, they might analyze and research forever. The most important strategy for a questioner is the strategy of clarity. If you're struggling to keep a habit, it's really possible that you need to create some clarity around it. It might mean that you need to understand what your values are. What is the actual thing you want? It might seem important to others, but you might not agree, and that might be causing you to struggle to keep that habit. Or it could be that multiple aspects of your value system are competing with each other. You might value frugality, and you might value not spending too much money, but you also really might want to join a gym. Those two desires could be competing and causing you to have a harder time developing the habits you want. You could also need to have just more clarity around what it is you want I want to eat healthier means almost nothing, but I want to eat more foods that contain iron could be a way of clarifying your goal. A habit's always easier to establish if you're clear about what you're doing and why you're doing it. It's especially easier for any questioner.